Juneteenth was the first national commemoration of the freeing of African American slaves. It memorializes the date June 19, 1865, when Union General Gordon Granger and a few thousand of his troops landed in Galveston, here in Texas, then part of the vanquished Confederacy, to begin enforcing freedom for the formerly enslaved black people. They had actually waited nearly 2.5 years for potential freedom because President Lincoln had issued the Emancipation Proclamation, which took effect in January of 1863. They and their descendants would have to wait another 100 years to even have legally recognized equality in the United States, never mind begin to achieve actual equality. African Americans are only 3% of the corporate executives in this country. But interestingly, we have the world's most powerful military. Nobody questions that. 9% of officers are African American. Now, that's still just over half of the percentage they represent in the armed forces as a whole, but it's a hell of a lot closer than the ratios in the corporate boardrooms and corporate executive suites. Most African Americans are not waiting for white people to say that they feel guilty for how African Americans have been treated throughout our history. Most African Americans are not waiting for white people to admit that they're privileged in our society. What most African Americans are waiting for is for white people, especially white leaders, to wake up and acknowledge that there are significant structures and barriers remaining in place to African American advancement in our country, in the criminal justice system, in the economy, in terms of housing patterns, which then has a huge impact on K through 12 education. And white people are not doing nearly enough to make the changes necessary to ameliorate those terrible problems. So as we celebrate Juneteenth, I hope that we as white people will resolve to stop asking African Americans to wait, to stop asking them to wait to reach their full potential within our country. I hope that we as white people will be the ones to start pointing out injustice, unfairness, insults, whether it's across our country or in our own offices. You know, most black people don't want to be that guy or that woman that has to point out problems that involve race. It would sure be nice if white people at least took some of that burden. White people do still dominate every realm of our society. So it's incumbent upon us to be the prime movers in the actions and the initiatives that will turn things around and enable even more African Americans to do great things in this country.